Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a Friday. Yep, Friday afternoon to be exact. Nice and early. Well, I guess not early if it's afternoon, but it all depends on how you look at things, right? Um, I'm currently sitting out back of my house. I just got done with a show called The Other Dimension. Just did a little podcast or vlog or whatever the technical terms are now, asking about um, myself and the group, and the group being Warren Area Site Paranormal. I realize that I'm broadcasting on the P3 Entertainment YouTube as well, and but if you get a time, go over and check out their Facebook page, and you can find their other links there. The Other Dimension is the name of the page. I believe that's the full name of the page. If not, if you're watching this on the Facebook page, you'll see below where I was live. I don't have no particular topic in mind, but I figured I'd stop in and say hello and thank you all for watching our stuff here as well. And Lurker, I don't see you here very often, do I? probably because you're usually busy with your stuff when I'm on. But so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will explain real quick what the P3 Entertainment YouTube channel is, which is a YouTube associated with the P3 program. P3 being a collective of paranormal teams, like I know you do. I know you do. But P3 is a collective paranormal, like-minded individuals and teams that are pulling together for Unity and trying to make the Unity world a little more cohesive and better. Now, the P3 Entertainment YouTube channel is where we're trying to take a few of the teams and kind of put our videos in one location as well, so that way it's easier for you guys to consume and find us. And I appreciate it. But yeah, so you can find the P3 program on Facebook and the P3 Entertainment on YouTube. So that's my little pitch for the day. Self-sponsored. But so it was definitely a very enjoyable experience on the Other Dimension program there. Very relaxed, very easy to open up and speak of the topics that I have. I don't give myself enough credit for doing this kind of stuff for going on 12 years. To me, I'm still new. I'm still learning, and so I believe that I'm going to continuously be in that. I don't have much to share. I don't have much to say. But when I look at my history of investigating and being part of the paranormal world through the years, I suppose I have more than I realize that I do. And I've surrounded myself with a bunch of individuals that I surrounded myself locally in Warren Area Site Paranormal with a group of people that makes me look good. And then online, I've connected with a lot of people that helped me look good as well. As Carlos just said, he shared this out, and I really appreciate it. And hello, Rochelle. I hope you are enjoying your day. I'm just sitting back. I figured instead of giving you guys my normal room that I sit in, I'd let you guys look at the river. Maybe a butterfly will fly in front of the screen again, if I can speak right. I've been visited by a caterpillar and a jumping spider so far, so who knows what'll come our way. But I have, with the people that I've surrounded myself with, they've done a very good job. They've done a very good job at making me look good. And yes, this gentleman here, Mr. JWoww, him and his wife have definitely helped me grow in not only the paranormal field but in the real world. Outside of the paranormal world, we've all formed a friendship over the years, because when we started this group, me, Lee, and Angel, we didn't know. I knew Lee. Me and Lee knew each other, but I didn't know Jay. I didn't know Angel, and I didn't know the other members that became part of the group until that fateful day we met at our local Burger King and decided, let's give it a try. I was not known as Mr. Fedora then. I did not wear a fedora. Actually, I didn't really care for hats too much back then, but other than work. But I think now that I'm getting a little grayer and such, I prefer to wear. Anyways, that's the side tangent. But so yeah, we met at our local Burger King. This November, I believe, will make 12 years. Getting old, my memory's getting shot, right? But and so we gave it, I believe we said we'd give it 3 months and we would call it good and walk away with no hard feelings if it didn't amount to anything. Well, I don't think it was even quite a month and we were saying, oh yeah, we'll stay a group. And then we started having meetings, and our meetings at the time took place at our local library. And we noticed as we were sitting there having these meetings that the librarians that were there, and I don't know if they'd all be called librarians, but either way, for this purpose, they're all librarians. We started noticing that they're hanging out in the hallway and such of the outside the board. It's not a boardroom, but anyways, outside of the room we were having meetings, and after a couple meetings, they said, well, we're curious when you're down there, because we were meeting in the basement of the library. Did you notice anything odd? Did you sense anything? And then we're like, yeah. I think Angel said that she might have, but I think at that point she was not too sure of her abilities and gifts. So I don't think she was too vocal about sensing much. And plus we're new, we've only known each other for a very short few weeks. So, but the reason why I bring that up as far as the basement and the librarians is because they want to know what we were doing and if we knew this stuff, because they say there's a spirit in the basement of our local library that they even dearly nicknamed Basement Bob. If that's his true name or not, that's beyond me. So that's kind of where we started off at. Sorry. And we just kind of grew from there. We brought on Ursula. I don't think the group would have grown the direction it did without her. She was very important cog to that wheel, to the machinery. She was one of those people that just no words will really explain who Ursula was. But she brought a nice balance to the group. I remember when Angel spoke to me and Lee about Ursula. She was kind of older for the time. I don't know her exact age, but she was a little older. She kind of had the gray hair and such. I believe I was in my early 30s and she was, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think she was in her 60s and 50s, 60s, and Angel and I and Lee were like, we're gonna be outside, we're gonna be climbing hills, we're gonna be going up and down stairs. Do you really think that's a good situation for somebody that's a little older? now me being older, it's like, yeah, boy, was I very judgmental. But so she, I had gotten to know Ursula to some degree through. I did maintenance at the mall in our area, and she worked at the bookstore, so I knew of her. And as soon as she said the name, it connected. And when I say she, I mean Angel. As soon as she said Ursula's name, it was like, oh yeah, okay, no, she's yeah, let's get her, let's meet her, and let's see what's what. And I'm so happy that we did, because she brought quite a bit to the group. Lost Origins, yes. JWoww, I wasn't planning on this topic, but hey, sometimes you gotta kind of go with what it goes. And because you just watched Ghostbusters and wanted to connect the two basement ghosts. Nah, no. Come on, Jay. You know what that's about. I forgot that there's a library basement in the movie Ghostbusters. And yeah, basement. They named her, not me, Carlos. Basement Bob named him. So without Urs, I don't know if we would ever had Dale or his wife as part of the group, because they definitely joined because of Ursula. They were close friends and they known each other. So, which again brought another intricate part to the group that made it quite dynamic. And I know what Jay's thinking, and any of the other members that come along. We had several other members through the years as well, but the one that pops in my mind for formation of the group, that doesn't get barely any mention, and that's not because she wasn't important. It just don't. But Betsy was Jay and Angel's friend, and though she was in the group for a small period of time, she definitely helped it grow as well. I don't think we would have been as well-rounded without her. To the point where, and Lee watches these replays, by the way. Leefoot does, and we were at one of our first locations, the cemetery in New York. And so here's me and Leefoot. We're two bigger guys. I know Lee is, and I'm told I'm not small. And so here we are in front of the cemetery, in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. And I do mean in the middle of nowhere, no cell service or anything. Excuse me. And we're kind of stepping. We started getting a little nervous because we thought we seen some stuff, and we started stepping behind this woman, these two big brave guys, right? And we were caught behind Betsy, and I kind of looked at Lee, and I guess he kind of looked at me, and we both realized what we were doing and figured we better like act more manly, and walked in front of her. Carlos says, "Do you have anything planned for this year besides Para Unity event, Mr. Fedora?" Yeah, taking speech lessons. We don't have no events majorly planned yet. We're in the works of a few things. That's not really WASP per se. Some might know, some might not know. I'm part of a nonprofit that I was part of forming, called Warren County Fright Nights. You can find us on Facebook. We got a few events that we're planning there, like a Christmas in July putt-putt. We're talking about a zombie bar crawl this year and such. So those are kind of events that WASP helps out with, because it's good causes. We do it for charity. Now, as far as WASP goes, there's a few locations that we want to check out that would be a little more bigger locations, like Hellstown, Ohio, few locations along those lines. I've been wanting to do a paranormal convention, and I'm kind of looking around on locations and such. It's getting tight. I don't think we'll be able to pull it off this year, but I'm working on it. So there might be a paranormal convention this year. And now Jay has a whole bunch of stuff he's saying. Yeah, call me before I can say her name. Yeah, sorry guys, allergies here are crazy. Jay could vouch for that. Excuse me. The last event for this year is, I suppose they both go together. The last event for this year is Mr. Fedora, the movie. Sure. I mean, I'm sure you guys are probably getting tired of watching me on this little screen, so why not a big screen? You know, you could rent local movie theaters. How about this for an event? I just sit here. You guys wouldn't. I wouldn't leave this to you guys. I'll just film myself for like an hour, counting one through whatever I can get to within the hour. I would have to put it up on the screen. I don't know how high I can really count. Just record it, then rent out the local theater and come up with some big name, and then have it play on the screen. Just me sitting there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would become the most hated man in Warren. I don't think I'll be out here overly long. It's starting to get a little overcast and such, so I don't think it's supposed to storm here, but who knows. So do you have any questions? I was saying Betsy. Yeah, she definitely played a big part. Urs brought on Dale and Missy. I mean, what can I say about them? Wow. The group, as far as me, Lee, Jay, Angel, Betsy, we were pretty well rounded in the sense that we were young, full of energy. We had the whole world in front of us that we wanted to go and run and check out. But as far as protection goes, outside of Lee and his firearms, excuse me, we really didn't have much in the spiritual realm to that what we would call protection and such. And don't get me wrong, they grown into friends more than they probably realized, more than we realized. And so they brought the religious protection, spiritual protection to the group and round us out for the things that could get crazy, because trust me, this thing we do can get pretty dangerous. It truly can if you're not careful. And so let's see, that'd be a cool short movie about Mr. Fedora legacy. Real Reflections host Mr. Fedora, the movie at a local drive-in, bigger screen. And for those that don't know, Mr. JWoww has a podcast and a Facebook page that's called Real Reflections. And Diane says library theater and then do an investigation there. Yeah, that'd be a great place to do both. That's for sure. Very true. Bigger screen equals bigger store. I don't know if I didn't get a bigger head off of doing that. So, yeah, Dale and Missy has grown the group to the point where we can be confident that we're not going to get into anything too extreme that we didn't have backup for. And the awesome thing is they're WASP, they're the group, they're 100%, even though they like to say they're part-time, I consider them full-time as friends and full-time into the group, despite their objections. But they also are willing to help out anybody out there. So if you need anything in the realm of the spiritual side of things, prayers and things like that, let me know and I'll try to connect you, or message this page and somebody will try to connect you. And then from there, I was working at the mall, and trust me, with the little bit of information I just said about Dale and Missy, please don't let that reflect on their involvement in the group. They're a big part of it. But these allergies are killing me. Sitting out here in this out here, the outside is starting to take its toll. But so from there, I worked at our local mall as a maintenance person, and I'll never forget the day I was working on the fountains, trying to get them running, and running because they were dormant for a lot of years, and I was trying to make the mall a little better. I was maintenance. Anyway, so I'm working, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey!" I turn around, and there's this guy and woman, and the guy's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Yeah, how can I help you?" Thing is related to the mall and the business, and so I'm ready to be professional as I could be. And he goes, "Aren't you that guy that does paranormal?" I'm paraphrasing a little bit. I was like, kind of took him back because I don't consider myself to be known. So like, yeah. He's like, "Oh my god, I thought it was you." And so we started talking, and we ended up going to his place for an investigation. Not that night, but so we ended up going to his place for an investigation, and Joel ended up being a member of the group, which he brought on a lot of energy and enthusiasm and excitement to the group, and he did pretty well at getting us hyped up when I don't think we would have been as hyped about things. He kind of helped me help him. Sorry, I didn't know where else to go with that, but I didn't realize that I had gained as much knowledge through the little bit of time that I had. So, showing him what I've known kind of helped build up what I could do, and taught me that I knew more than I knew. Diane says, "I forgot to tell you, I was sitting at the 3rd Street red light heading south on Market. I heard a whistle. I asked my son. He said he didn't hear a thing. There was no one walking." And Diane is a co-worker of mine. I don't know if she wanted anybody to know, but I hear whistles around our work all the time. So maybe somebody followed you from work. So that's crazy. That's and I'll tell the story here in a second. And Jason says, "And Joel was your first attempt at viral success." 2 stories real quick. Diane's leads me to remember like one of the worst times. It was it might have been the same night that me and Lee Foot was hiding behind Betsy. It was me, Lee. I was driving. Lee was in the passenger seat. Ursula was in the back. And we were going through Russell, Pennsylvania, and we drove by a cemetery. Late at night, we were just done at the other cemetery, and I didn't know Ursula then that well. And so I'm driving, and I hear something, and I'm looking over at Lee, and I didn't want to say too much, and I'm looking at Lee. Finally, Lee goes, "What?" And I was like, "Did you hear that?" He's like, "Hear what?" I was like, "I just heard somebody say boo." And as soon as I said boo, I was like, "You should have never said. You should have just said you heard something." But no, I had to say boo. And he still to this day, he still picks on me about that. And now as far as JWoww, he's talking about Joel, and maybe someday we'll get back to doing these, but Joel and Joel was, for the most part, our tech manager. He helped with the tech stuff, carry in and out, all that kind of stuff. And it started becoming a running joke, which he kind of brought on himself, where we call him, we'd say, damn it, Joel, because maybe you didn't take something down or something. But we were just having good fun with it. And finally, he switched his name to Joel, damn it, Lyle, and he came up with a 2 thumbs up kind of deal. And so we started filming little videos of him giving advice, little skits of him saying, because Joel, damn it, Lyle said so. I can't do it as good as he did, but that's what he would do for his. So that's my first attempt at a viral video. We did all right. And Diane says, at work, it's Mr. Lawrence Jury used to always whistle at work. I might agree with that, but also our co-worker Bill, Timmy, he used to walk and whistle a lot, and so maybe it was him. But so is there any questions? Yeah, so Joel was a very good part to the group, and so with all that being said, if you don't have any questions, I will try to go live down at Lee's place this upcoming Saturday, as long as everybody's willing to be there, is willing to be live. We are having a group picnic, a little gathering we try to do. We haven't done it in a year or two because of everything that's going on, but we invite our group members to either Lee's or local park or whatever, depending on how many people that might be there. And we just have everybody come down, our family members, spouse or significant other, kids or whatever. We just have a good cookout to kind of let the families kind of know us and get to know us outside the paranormal side of things, as well as a bonding experience for the group and such. So if I could get everybody to agree, maybe we could sit down and do a little live video. If not, maybe after those that don't wish to be live, we'll do a live video afterwards. We'll see. I'll talk to everybody and see what they're willing to do. Sorry, guys. So that will be next Saturday. This Saturday, I was foolish. Well, okay, I won't say foolish, but I was neglectful and did not set up a guest for tomorrow night. So I will see what I could do. I have an idea. I'm not sure how the weather is going to hold out, but if the weather is decent, I got a location that I would like to go and check out. So if that's the case, you will either see me kind of do a brief video like today, or you will see me us live at an investigation. Excuse me. Man, these allergies are really starting to kick my bottom. So with that being said, I'm not seeing any other questions coming in, but a statement. I don't want to hear that, JWoww. No, all kidding aside. Generally, I would be a little more forceful, but and if you guys would be so kind, send some healing energy and prayers and such to Jay and Angel's household, because they're not feeling very well. They're under the weather and could use the positivity that is around in this area. So prayers, energy, all that kind of stuff. And hopefully you guys can make it. If not, maybe if I could get all Lee. Yeah, get all Lee. Edit that out. Oh man, it's live. Anyways, if I could keep Lee from eating all the food, maybe we could grab some and bring it to your place if you're not able to make it. We'll figure something out. Bugs. Little gnats. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys coming down and checking things out. Well, I had nothing else to say. I hope you appreciate or enjoyed the little bit of history. And there was other members that were part of the group that left impressions. I would say every person that was part of Warren Area Site for Paranormal, I need speech lessons, definitely brought learning experiences. While they were part of the group, they were very helpful in what they did. Some have moved on to other teams, and I hope they are doing well. And others had just moved into other parts of their lives, and I hope they're doing well as well. But so yeah, there's a lot of history there. Sit down and think about it. It's amazing how we've grown and become what we've done. So I hope you appreciate that, and I will talk to you soon. And as always, stay spooky, my friends.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for stopping down, and appreciate the visit. Now get the hell off of my porch. We'll see you the next time. Come on back.